Imagine waking up one morning to find your tap runs dry. No trickle, no stream. Just your empty glass staring back at you. What if that happened everywhere? What if the very thing we take for granted, the thing that makes life possible, becomes the thing that threatens our world? Today, we're exploring a world where freshwater supplies dwindle to a crisis point, and what that means for billions of people. Have you ever poured yourself a glass of water and paused to wonder where it actually came from? It starts innocently enough. You turn on the faucet, but the flow is weak. Later, you learn that your city has called a level 3 water shortage. That means strict rationing, showers limited to 3 minutes, gardens wilting under a ban, schools teaching from hand-dampened bottles. By the time you hear the word day zero, you realize this isn't a local blip. It's a global signal. That's the story we'll explore in 3 acts. First, how we got here. Second, what happens when the taps run dry. And third, how we fight back before it's too late. In the beginning, fresh water seemed endless. 2 centuries ago, the world population was under 1 billion. Today, we're at 8 billion. Meanwhile, global water demand has increased 6-fold since 1900. Agriculture alone consumes 70% of freshwater withdrawals. Crops like rice and wheat need irrigation, and livestock drink almost 1 trillion liters a day. Then factor in industrial use, making semiconductors, refining oil, producing paper, all thirsty processes. By 2025, 17 countries will face extremely high water stress, meaning they use more than 80% of their available supply every year. In some regions, aquifers are being pumped 10 times faster than they can recharge. At the same time, climate change is rewiring the water cycle. Heat waves scorch reservoirs, shifting rain patterns drown some areas and leave others bone dry. Between 2000 and 2020, the number of droughts around the globe doubled, impacting more people each time. Last summer, the Colorado River Basin hit its lowest levels in over a century, threatening water for 40 million Americans. In Asia, the Ganges and Yangtze rivers run perilously low, disrupting agriculture and hydropower. And in Africa, Lake Chad has shrunk by 90% since the 1960s. That's Act 1, the buildup. We're drawing down our freshwater savings, and the balance sheet is almost empty. Then comes Act 2, where reality hits. Picture Cape Town in 2018, when day zero nearly arrived. The city of 4 million prepared for taps to run dry. Soldiers distributed water rations, supermarkets limited bottle sales, and residents queued for hours at communal stands. Crime spiked, disease risk climbed, and tensions boiled over. Cape Town avoided day zero by centimeters, not foresight. Timely winter rains and emergency conservation measures bought extra months. But many places aren't so lucky. In 2023, Chennai, India, shut off its municipal supply for 12 days straight. Schools closed, factories halted production, water tankers became the lifeblood of the city. People spent upwards of 2 hours daily chasing water from private vendors. Black markets emerged. 5-liter bottles sold at 10 times the regulated price. And desperation led to violence. Fights broke out at wells. And domestic abuse cases surged as stress fractured households. In Flint, Michigan, years of mismanagement left residents with toxic water, lead levels 13 times above safe limits. That's a different kind of crisis, but a water crisis all the same. Contaminated or scarce, water shortages amplify every existing inequality. Rural villages in sub-Saharan Africa often see women and children walking 6 hours round trip to fetch water, time that could be spent in school or earning wages. Families without piped connections pay up to 20 times more per liter than those with city supply. When we run out of fresh water, every system grinds to a halt. Health, food, industry, even peace. The World Bank estimates water scarcity could cost some regions up to 6% of GDP by 2050. Imagine a global slowdown driven not by economics, but by empty reservoirs. That brings us to Act 3. Solutions before the final curtain. First, we must rethink agriculture, since it guzzles the most. Drip irrigation can cut water use by half compared to flood irrigation, and drought-resistant crop varieties can thrive on less. Israel, now one of the most water-scarce nations, recycles 90% of its wastewater for agriculture, while the global average is only 20%. On the urban side, wastewater reuse and desalination plants are expanding rapidly. Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates now supply more than half their drinking water through desalination. But desal has drawbacks. It's energy-intensive and expensive, and it produces brine that can harm marine ecosystems. The next frontier is low-energy methods, like forward osmosis and solar distillation, which are still in the pilot phase. Then there's demand management. Singapore's Save Water, Save Lives campaign uses smart meters and tiered pricing to encourage conservation. Its per capita usage is under 140 liters per day, compared to 300 plus in some western cities. In California, strict turf removal incentives cut residential water use by 20% in drought years. But technology alone won't fix this. Governance and equity matter. Transparent pricing, community involvement, and protecting water rights for marginalized groups are essential. The United Nations estimates $114 billion per year is needed to achieve universal safe water access by 2030, yet current funding is only half that. Governments, NGOs, and private investors must close that gap or risk leaving millions thirsty. Finally, individual actions add up. A 5-minute shower uses about 50 liters of water. Cutting it by 1 minute saves 10%. Fixing a single leaky faucet can save over 11,000 liters a year. Turning off the tap while brushing teeth saves 8 liters each time. These small steps may seem trivial, but when billions participate, they ripple into major conservation gains. Water scarcity is not a distant threat. It's happening now, from California to Chennai, from Flint to Cape Town. But with smart policies, innovative technology, and collective will, we can avert global day zero. We can move from crisis mode to stewardship mode, treating fresh water as the finite treasure it is. So the next time you hear that tap drip, pause. That drop is a warning and a call to act, because when the glass is empty, no amount of planning can fill it. Only our choices today can keep it flowing tomorrow.